Hello, my name is Mariana, and today this is a reading for Capricorn. So, Capricorn, as usual, I'm doing this reading with my own tarot deck, so the cards that you'll see are from this deck. So, Capricorn, you have a very interesting reading today because I feel like there's this awareness in your part that something very foundational in your life is crumbling, is coming down, but you know that what is being replaced or what is showing up as a response to what is finally leaving is your courage to face and distinguish, which is a very important part of your message here. Face and distinguish what is your things, what is like your issues, your fears, your questions, your insecurities, and those that are not yours, which you felt or you thought, because of a long journey. I want to say that perhaps you built a life with somebody that outwardly or through the appearances, it made you feel like you were safe in that structure. It made you feel like that was reliable. But in that space, you didn't know exactly like how to distinguish your own personal issues, your stuff, your insecurities from your partners, perhaps. And that left you, in a sense, right now with this issue, which feels like the main thing that you're dealing right now, of a low self-esteem. So, but there is no reason to despair or to think that there is no solution, because the very first card, which is the Temperance, which in fact, and I think for the first time I'm seeing this card reversed, this card is help from the universe. And actually what this is showing up is almost like it's not just one entity or one consciousness or one angel or guide or higher self that is coming to help you. It's almost like there is like this group force, there is like this it's like this massive help from the divine, help from the universe, that they are taking turns, right? How they're going to help you, giving you exactly what you need. Because the beautiful thing about this Temperance is that is bit by bit, right? It is like in small pieces. And I feel like this is necessary because you, Capricorn, being this earth sign, which in fact is coming here through this Four of Pentacles, you have come to a point where the sensation is that you are steady, but you are too dry. The earth is too dry, the foundation is too dry, and it needs watering. It needs some sort of humidity. Or it's interesting because humidity makes me think of humility, right? Maybe it's the humility to admit that you do need help, and it's okay to accept that. And I do feel like this, because it's a major arcana, it doesn't feel like somebody is doing that for you. It feels like it's pouring down from above. So it feels like it's not even rain, right? It's not something that is like this constant thing. It's like it's in small doses. It's like this very it's this what is the word? Venture? I don't know why I heard that. It's like this small venture, maybe for these ones. Small ventures. Interesting. I don't know if that's a word. It's what I heard. What I was going to say is like these small doses of water are exactly what you need to prevent the cracks, which I do feel like they are, if not inevitable, they are helpful in a sense, so that you see where it's not safe, or where it's the issue, or where it's the problem with this foundation. Because if it wasn't for this, it's almost like you would be fine with this Four of Pentacles. It's like if it's steady, if it's safe, especially because the Tower is coming later on. And to me, this is the symbol of safety, right? This home that is safe. But because of this help that is coming straight from above, right? It's like it's here. Actually, it's like this. It's like it's right above this Page of Wands, which is the issue. It's like the cracks are starting to show in the foundation, or at least on the surface level, because there needs watering to penetrate these cracks, because it's this inner, it's almost like this inner child issue, perhaps. Because the thing about this Page of Wands, it was this message of the low self-esteem, right? And it's fascinating because to me, sometimes the page, like it symbolizes a child, and it's very rare to find a child that has a low self-esteem. So it's almost like maybe this issue of having a low self-esteem, it's not recent, it's actually foundational. And that's the reason why this earth is so dry. And now it's cracking to the point that it's necessary, right? It's like it is going to be helpful, because when the cracks open, the thing that is the most like this core issue, right, which is this low self-esteem, which could have been hidden or forgotten in like this deep past, right? It's like it's now going to be reached, it's going to be nourished bit by bit. It's not intended to cause a flood or to cause like this drowning sensation, right? Because being this earth sign, it's like you're good with stability. But when the cracks show what was apparently a very safe structure, it all begins to fall. It all begins to show that it wasn't exactly safe, or it wasn't exactly secure and stable, right? And so whatever this represents for you, if this is, you know, an ancestor or an angel or a guide or whomever that is coming from above, it's not, I don't feel like this one is in your present life, or it's, you know, there beside you giving you like this support. It's the type of support that happens silently and very modestly, right? It's like it's a very modest, very gentle nourishment. But here it's almost like you wish you didn't have to admit this, or you wish you didn't have to face that this structure, that this routine, that this life that you have lived until now, it's like it's not what it seems. It's not what is showing up on the surface. It's not what the facade is presenting, right? Because it's almost like there is this deep wound in a sense. And we're approaching the eclipse, the solar eclipse that is going to be conjunct Chiron. So the wounds are going to be exposed in a sense. And I feel like this is what is happening for you, Capricorn, but in a way that reaches your core by touching your foundation, the thing that brings you the utmost sensation of groundedness, which is something that perhaps you need, right, to feel safe. This is what is being cracked open, because it needs to be penetrated by this divine nourishment, by the wisdom of the temperance, right? And little by little, it's not a lot, but it's enough that you see that what is coming in is going to a deep part of yourself, that it's almost like it's showing you where, it's exposing you where this wound or where this issue is, why this foundation is not exactly secure, because it's deep down inside of you, or maybe deep down in your past, where perhaps, you know, in your childhood home, you didn't feel secure, right? And that created this belief that it's like you cannot trust in the exterior, or you cannot trust in the environment, right? And always having the sensation, because the main thing is the low self-esteem. So it's almost like feeling undervalued wherever you went, especially in the places or in this home that it should feel secure. But the thing about what happens first, right? Because this is what initiates this healing in a sense. If this is the case, right? If this is the healing, it feels like it's going to take a long time, because it's the amount that you're able to hold, right? Because most of it, remember, there are cracks, right? Cracks that are leading to the foundation, and this is coming to a ruin. So whatever was just a facade of safety, it's actually exposing something that was very, very negative, or at least very imposing, very draining. The Ten of Swords coming reversed, it's almost like I want to do this, right? It's like all of the pieces that are just coming down. And the thing about this and this being reversed, which is very uncommon and not usual at all by my standards and in my readings, in the reference that I have, it's wanting to be this purge, which was the message that was coming yesterday for Sagittarius, which is fascinating because, the Temperance card is the card that represents Sagittarius. So maybe that's something that blends in with yesterday's message. So there's something about the wisdom of the Temperance that is going to do this dissolution, or this draining process, this coming down of an old structure, but in a way that is not going to be excessive. Yes, is intense, because it's almost like it's been accumulating energy, or it's been accumulating a bunch of old stuff, old issues that it needs the cracks, right? So it's good that this earth is actually dry, because whatever is going to, it's almost like medicine, right? It's like medicine is penetrating this foundation, but at the same time that the old structure, what is not yours, because to me the tens are the shared path. So this is the path, it's almost like the thought that made you feel like you were not being valued, were not being recognized or acknowledged or honored or supported, perhaps, right? This is the support. Now it's coming, the situation that is coming to my mind, Capricorn, and maybe this is just one of you that is going to resonate with this, but it's almost like deceased parents that didn't acknowledge your worth when they were alive. And your home should feel like a safe place, but it's also filled with memories and thoughts and energy that bring all of the this carried stuff that affected you, that affected your low self-esteem, that in a sense caused that. But now that they are on the other side, it's almost like they are helping to nourish maybe what they helped to build, right? The distorted foundation, or it's not even distorted, it's more like this very restrictive, this very rigid foundation. They're a very dry foundation, maybe lacking love, lacking demonstration of love and affection, right? But if it's not the case for you, it's almost like there are energies coming from this higher dimension that are doing so for you, right? So in a sense, what was created here as this distorted field, which was also something that came up in another reading, now is being extinguished, now is being purged, because what is coming after, it's the counterforce. So this is how it looks like, really. this is going down, which is things, thoughts, beliefs, patterns, or behaviors that were, it's like you were taught like this, you were raised by these standards, you were educated in a way that made you feel less than, or made you feel like you couldn't trust yourself, right? Or you couldn't express your creativity, right? Because of the fire. But this is all being purged the same way that the tower is coming down, because yes, the traditional meaning is coming through today. It's almost like this necessary thing that happens, because what is being purged is it's like the weight that was just, how do I say this? It's like it was too much. It's not your weight to carry. It's not your thought to be processed. It's almost like these are issues from your parents, from, elders, from your ancestors, or from others. These are not your issues. So the moment that you allow this, because when the water enters the cracks and it goes to the foundation and it reaches this issue of the low self-esteem, which hits home, right? And this is where it all began. It's like everything that you felt like was the structure of your life, it's now falling, and it's going away also with this belief that this is yours, because this is not, right? It's like all of this negative thinking of, just not seeing your worth, not seeing your value. This is going. And the High Priestess with the Eight of Swords, this is what is rising. So it's almost like this anger. But the thing about the Eight of Swords today, which is so different than usual, and I know that this is not a comfortable card, there are issues to be dealt with, okay, Capricorn, but because the High Priestess is coming in with the sword, it's almost like she is bringing the sword. It's almost like the sword needs to be revealed, but through the water, because sometimes I see this as like this splash of water. It's almost like this sword of truth was buried really deep down in your subconscious, and then when the High Priestess rises, it's like it brings together this truth, the truth of your being. But the truth of your being, because what is being nourished is like this wounded inner child, for instance, or like this belief that you're not worth, or belief that you're not capable, or everything that just put you down, or that really helped to lower your self-esteem. All of that is it's almost like the water is draining what is not yours, so that what remains there, it's going to come to the surface. So again, it's like this ability to differentiate what is not yours, that is leaving, that is falling away. But what is yours, which feels like this, it's almost like this response. It feels pretty much like anger, but anger in a way that is not going to be like this volcano. It's going to be, it's almost like this awareness, right? It's like the awareness that the source of this wound is now, it's like it's now being seen, it's now being acknowledged, it's now being perceived, right? It's like this, because the High Priestess, it's like this inner wisdom, right? It's like it's almost like you needed to outsource, in a sense, this help from the universe, right? This wisdom coming from the universe, little by little, so that the more water penetrated in your very, not barren, but very very dry earth, very dry foundation, help to crack open yourself, maybe crack open the structure of your life in a way that enables you to differentiate what was keeping it very rigid, which doesn't belong to you, and that is going away with the water. But the water is also helping you to connect deeply with your own inner wisdom, right? And the inner wisdom, in your case, it goes, or it starts, it's like, it's almost like this first conversation that you have with yourself after all of this, is one that expresses like this, it is rage and anger, but it's more like it's almost like this this thought of how did I not see, how long did it take, like why did it take so long? It's like, it's almost like this disbelief that you were holding all of this inside of you, or inside this facade, or inside this structure, right? Just for the sake of keeping it steady, not wanting to like like move things in the foundational level, right? Maybe you didn't want to go there, you didn't want to change things to the core, but it's exactly where this deep wound is, and exactly where this high priestess is going to be seen again or connected, right? But through this revelation, in a sense, of your inner wisdom, comes also this liberation of the thing that was keeping this sword of truth buried very, very, very deep in your core, very, very deep in your subconscious, maybe very deep in your childhood, right? So it's interesting, the recent readings, they're not so easy. But I do feel like, again, the same thing that I said to Sagittarius yesterday, especially because we are beginning with the Sagittarius card, is that you do have help, Capricorn. So, and you are receiving help. It feels like it's like this dripping, right? It's like you have been receiving perhaps like these small insights, but you are being filled with water, with wise water, with healing water, and that is penetrating your body, that is penetrating your consciousness, that is going to help you separate what is not yours from what is actually yours, right? Meaning that yes, what is yours is still very turbulent, it's very intense, but at least you know what is yours, right? What is even like the source of your, like the cause of your low self-esteem, but how that, it's like how you don't need to carry that any longer, but you need to bring it out, right? It's like the same way that this is going down, it's almost like there is this distinction that is happening, right? It's like what is not yours is going down, and what is yours is it's coming up. So there is this distinction, and it's happening thanks to this force. It's like this inner force of yours, right? So Capricorn, I am going to pull more cards for you to see if there's anything else to come in this very difficult and maybe bizarre reading. Also, I'm going to pull from the astrological rooms in the extended reading, so if you want to join me there, I'll be very happy to see you. You can find the link down below. If not, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.